Friends, at this time a great game is going on in the world. In this game, there is one country whose superpower status is in danger, and that is definitely the United States of America. Preserving its world order is its top priority. The second power in China and the third power is Russia. These two powers have reached such a point due to different reasons where they must challenge American superpower status at all costs. Although their reasons are different, the idea behind them is the same as that of American President James Monroe. In short, James Monroe was the American president who put America on the path to becoming a superpower. In 1823, he presented a doctrine which was actually a warning to the great powers of the world and a declaration of dominance in his region. The first important point of this doctrine was that in the New World, meaning North and South America, no European country would now come and occupy or establish new colonies. The reason was that after the discovery of America, European powers were coming here and capturing resources. Although the founders of America themselves had done the same with the native people, now they were not ready to allow anyone else to do so. The second point was a clear warning, and that if any country tried to make a colony in North South America, it would be considered a war against America. The third point was that America would not interfere in the mutual wars of European countries. The fourth point was that America would also not interfere in the already existing colonies. However, in this point, America adopted a double standard because it had earlier itself interfered in Texas, which was a Spanish colony actually. In fact, by the time this doctrine was announced, most countries of South America had already gained independence from Spain and Portugal or were gaining it. In this way, America established such a circle around itself where it wanted complete dominance. It is important to understand that no country becomes a superpower overnight. First, it has to establish complete influence in its region. Now, the same problem is faced by China and Russia. If we look at China, the region around it, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, South China Sea, Taiwan, Korea, and Mongolia. All this is the area where China wants to establish its influence. China also wants to implement in its region the same system as America did through the Monroe Doctrine earlier. But the problem here is that India is close to America. Pakistan also has trade relations with America. Vietnam, Taiwan, and South Korea are American allies. Moreover, American naval fleets are continuously present in the South and East China Seas. China cannot stop them, for now it can only protest. That is why China is working on a long term strategy whose aim is to reduce American influence. This strategy can be called winning without fighting. Under this continuous and harsh competition continues, where ethics and rules do not matter much. And by the way, America is not less ruthless in this game either. China is currently especially investing in America. Before COVID, China was investing 37 to 47 billion dollars annually in America. One major purpose of this is to gain access to modern American technology because China is still behind in this field. China often together with American or Canadian partners establishes large technology companies or invests in existing ones, especially those working on defense or artificial intelligence. The American owners of these companies cannot refuse due to the large investment because the investor appears to be an American citizen. But in some cases, this investor is actually working for the secret objectives of the Chinese government. It should be clear that not all Chinese investors are being talked about here, but specific secret operations. With time, when these companies develop their technology, ultimate gets transferred to China, then they begin to suspect that there is some loophole in the company, some issue they are unaware of. Now some people want to raise fingers at these Chinese investment, but they cannot or do not formally accuse the Chinese investor. There are two very important logical reasons for this. First, if they take again action against that Chinese person with the help of American security agencies, then American law will also fully investigate them. That those Americans themselves are not involved with the Chinese investor. Then, if news comes in the media, the company reputation will be badly damaged. You can understand that companies built with years of hard work and billions of dollars are not ready to take such a risk. The second reason is that they do not have solid proof that their Chinese investors is actually an agent of the Chinese intelligence agency against MFS. Another important reason is that by the time the American company realizes that their partner is actually stealing technology, that Chinese investor has already left America. The second thing Chinese leadership is doing is collecting dollars. China and Hong Kong currently have $3.7 trillion in foreign reserves. This is such a large amount that China can disturb the global value of the dollar. By throwing these dollars into the market, China can severely affect not only the value of the dollar but also the American economy. The third important thing China does is cyber attacks. American security agencies, especially space missions and defense companies, constantly complain that Chinese hackers steal their information. This issue has grown significantly. More than 600,000 files related to Lockheed Martin's F-35 and F-25 fighter jets and Boeing aircraft have been stolen and copied to China. These reports have become public in the media, and China has not clearly denied them. American intelligence agencies were shocked when they found that technologies they were carefully hiding were being transferred through email attachments. This is an important strategy by China to match American technology. This was a brief glimpse of the great game in which you saw China's role. Details will come in upcoming discussions. Now, after China, let us see where Russia stands in this game and what it is actually doing. Russia was a superpower that until recently stood face to face with America about 32 years ago, but now America has contained it from all sides. Russia does not have financial resources like China nor technology like America. Although its defense technology is somewhat better than China's, it is not equal to America. Moreover, Russia's historical sphere of influence has ended. Earlier, it extended from Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, Moldova, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, to the Sea of Japan. But now most of these countries have joined America or NATO because they fear Russia. Now Russia is ready to go to any extent to restore its influence, because if it does not, it will be out of this global game and even China may surpass it. Therefore Russia cannot openly declare war, so it is usually its most dangerous weapon. Cyber attacks, social media propaganda plays a key role in this. Russia used this weapon on a large scale for the first time in support of Donald Trump in US elections. This is called hybrid war, where fighting happens without bullets and explosives. In this powerful country promote such people through social media who create hatred and division in society so that the country cannot make collective decisions. Russia helped Trump win in 2016 through millions of fake accounts. Hillary Clinton's emails were hacked and she was defamed. As a result, a massive social media campaign in favor of America was created. Millions of hashtags and pages appeared and his popularity surged. By the time American agencies realized Russia had done its job, this was the first major foreign operation of the Russian cyber army. After that, Russia used similar strategies in Estonia, Crimea, Ukraine, and Poland. Russia's second method is conducting covert attacks just below the threshold of war, especially targeting those who challenge its power. For example, in 2006, former Russian intelligence officer Alexander Litvenko was killed in London. Later, it was found he was poisoned with polonium 210, a radioactive substance. He had written a book alleging Russian intelligence carried out bombings to bring Putin to power. His killing sent a clear message that Russia would not spare its opponents anywhere. And the most important point was that he was killed using a highly dangerous atomic substance, even a tiny amount of which is lethal. But the issue was that this radioactive substance was present in London and investigations showed it had been transferred from Russia in such a large quantity that it could have killed thousands. It was traced back to a Russian lab linked to Cold War nuclear weapons. This poison is extremely rare, expensive, and hard to detect. Litvinenko initially went to doctors for stomach pain, but later revealed the suspected poisoning. British atomic authorities got involved and the truth came out. He died after days of suffering, but authorities traced the entire path of poison. The world was shocked. It was effectively a chemical attack. It took 10 years to fully investigate. Then in 2018, Russia attempted to poison Sergei Skripal and his daughter using Novichok. This survived, but a woman died after exposure from a perfume bottle. Novichok is a deadly nerve agent, causing severe convulsions, vomiting, and collapse. Skripal was found in that condition but survived after treatment. The US has also used nerve agents like VX, considered chemical weapons. Russia also showed power in 2014 by taking Crimea and entering Donbass, surprising NATO. In 2022, NATO was already ready and stopped further advance. America mountains dominance by surrounding rivals militarily and attracting the world's best minds through scholarships and opportunities. One reason China challenges America is its hardworking, long-term thinking population. Another major reason is that after the Soviet collapse, America got entangled in wars like Afghanistan and Iraq, diverting attention from China and Russia. Like earlier, when its focus shifted from Pakistan's nuclear program. On August 30, 2021, the last US soldier left Afghanistan. America realized continued wars would weaken its global status. This is hybrid warfare, conflict below full war level. This video introduced the great global game. In further vlogs, detailed real stories will be shown with maps or weapons and hidden actors as well. And if you have not seen the Muslim Cold War vlog series, please do watch it along with videos on Taliban, US war and Darwin's theory of evolution. Thank you.